By remaining harmoniously joined together, communicating and collaborating with one another in unity, we are in a better position to respond to and support Christ's headship. Doing so enables us to experience the growth that is from God.
Hello everybody. I've got a bunch of news, so let's get right to it. First of all, I want to cover on jw.org. They have a video that just came out, and I'll put the link down below to all of this. And it's called Organizational Accomplishments, Growth That Is From God. And as you've seen from the first clip, they're claiming that since Jesus is their leader, the head of their organization, then this growth is a blessing from God. But from what we've seen the past 3-4 years, there is no actual growth. They may be buying and selling property and say there's growth, and like I mentioned in a video a week or two ago, they're merging congregations so that it looks like they have growth and there's more at their meetings at Kingdom Halls. But if you watch this entire video, it's really not. So I have another clip here that I thought was interesting.
When the WDC receives direction from the governing body, we pray for guidance, do our research, and consult with local brothers. Then we proceed with an eye on where Jehovah's Spirit is leading a project or even redirecting it. With what results?
In the end, following the recommendation of World Headquarters, we ended up purchasing residential apartments built by property developers that we could easily sell should our future needs change.
And when you watch this entire video, you will see they are admitting to buying and selling property as their needs, suits their needs. And it's interesting that they mention that they buy these residential properties from developers. So it sounds like, are these developers that really can't sell their property or continue to develop it? You make up your own mind. But when you watch this, they're buying hotels and converting them mostly for remote translating offices and residential. We've done videos in the past where they've gone in and bought apartment buildings, several hotels, and it just becomes more and more evident that they are becoming, like we keep saying, a real estate empire. And we've done videos in the past where there's evidence of them buying mansions and buying everything. And what's interesting is because there is a group on Facebook, and it's public, you can go on it, and it's properties being sold in Australia. And oh my goodness, I just added maybe a dozen of Kingdom Halls that went up for sale and have been sold in Australia to the Watchtower property tracker. And it just seems like there's a lot of Kingdom Halls being sold right now. So how is this possibly showing a blessing from Jehovah on growth? I just don't see it. And a lot of others don't see it. This is not growth. Now, other news. Finland, Jehovah's Witnesses in Finland have just lost their appeal. And this is in English, and I will read it here. Finland did not violate Jehovah's Witnesses' freedom of religion European court rules. Now we all know every time they're banned or get in trouble, they run to the European court. The case relates to a 2018 ruling by Finland's Supreme Administrative Court that the Jehovah's Witnesses' door-to-door practice of gathering people's personal information was illegal without their prior consent. On Tuesday, the European Court of Human Rights unanimously decided that Finland's Supreme Administrative Court did not violate the Jehovah's Witness congregation's right to freedom of religion in a 2018 ruling. The Finnish court's decision held that the door-to-door practice of Jehovah's Witnesses collecting citizens' private data was illegal without prior consent. In its decision at the time, the court said the creation of name lists and the taking of notes containing personal information such as family relationships or medical conditions during the group's missionary activity should always get permission in advance. Now, we all remember when we were going from door to door, we'd have our little notebook and we'd write down, if possible, their name, their address, if we could get their phone number, anything that we noted, whether they were married, had a family, any health conditions, if they just lost a mate or family member. I mean, we took those notes and we kept that with us. Well, that is illegal in Europe now. And I know Mark Latham did a video about that years ago, about them keeping these notes. So, anyway, Watchtower has been fighting this in Finland for a long, long time. Going on with the article. The ECHR backed up this ruling, saying the Finnish court's decision did not contravene the rights of Jehovah's Witnesses. The court found in particular that the domestic authorities had correctly balanced the interest of the applicant community with the rights of individuals as regards their personal information, holding that obtaining consent had been necessary, the ECHR ruling stated. Subheading, decade-long legal battle. This is how long Watchtower's been fighting this. Before reaching its decision in December 2018, the Finnish Supreme Administrative Court had requested a preliminary ruling from the European Court of Justice. The ECJ said that Jehovah's Witness missionaries were effectively compiling a personal data registry which should, but did not, comply with data protection regulations. Tuesday's ruling by the ECHR marks the latest landmark decision in a decade-long legal battle between Finland and the Jehovah's Witness congregation. In 2013, a data protection board operating at the time under the Ministry of Justice ruled that the practice of collecting personal data violated Finnish law. And then in 2014, the Helsinki Administrative Court ruled that the religious group's personal register was not illegal. The verdict was overturned by the Supreme Administrative Court in its 2018 decision. The Jehovah's Witnesses have long contended that the notes taken by missionaries during door-to-door calls do not constitute a personal data register and therefore do not violate people's privacy. So that was interesting because it's another loss for Watchtower. I know, right? All right, now going on, here in the Sydney Morning Herald, and I want to thank everybody so much for sending me links to all of this. I appreciate it. Jehovah's Witness died after refusing blood transfusion. I'll put the link down below. There's an inquest examining the medical care she received. Looks like she had a hysterectomy that went bad. Okay, she left an advanced care directive statement that said she did not consent to receive blood transfusions, but other information she supplied to medical staff suggested she was open to receiving some blood-derived products. See, even some Jehovah's Witnesses are confused about what they can and cannot have. There was a contradiction in documents in relation to what products she would accept. And Jehovah's Witnesses believe the Bible prohibits Christians from accepting transfusions or from donating or storing their own blood. So they're having this inquest, and her surgery started going bad, and so they wanted to give her blood, but she had signed legal documents, and so skipping down here. After her condition deteriorated, staff consulted the Jehovah's Witnesses Liaison Committee and sought legal advice. But no transfusion took place, and Winchester died about 4:30 p.m. on September 27th. The deputy state coroner told the court that the purpose of the inquest is not to attribute blame or fault. It is to look at issues surrounding the death and see what, if anything, could be put in place for the future to minimize the prospect of similar circumstances surrounding the passing of a loved one. Well, it's Jehovah's Witnesses. You're not going to change their mind, and they're not going to change their blood policy anytime soon. So it's a stalemate. It's a stalemate. And then there's another article here basically talking about the same thing. Jehovah's Witness woman may have survived if blood transfusion wasn't refused. Inquest hears. So that's all I have for right now. And we are watching things going on in Japan. Things have been heating up about that. And I did have a message from the attorney Tanaka, and he hasn't gotten back with me. He was asking for a favor of something else to mention on our YouTube channel, and I haven't heard back from him. So hopefully, as soon as I hear what it is he has to tell me. So you all have a great day, and we'll see you later. Bye.